Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. Today we'll be doing a quick lesson on simplifying fractions. And as you can see from these two steps, there are two steps to simplifying fractions. Greatest common factor, which is what we've been working on, so you should know the greatest common factor. If you don't have this down before I erase it, then you're going to want to rewatch the video to go ahead and get it written down. If you're not here today, please watch this video and write this stuff down. Hey, Mr. W. I already need to mark 9 people for that. Kids.
Are you making a video?
Yeah, no, you're good. You're going to want to come say hi?
Hey, peoples.
Hi. Hello, world.
All right. So I'm going to have to erase this so that we have room to work the problems out. So if you didn't get it written down, please refer to it later, as it will be on YouTube. And if you subscribe, it tells you every time I post a new video, which I've posted 2 today.
Okay, then
2.
I'll subscribe.
All right, so first let's look at the fraction 8/24. And we will use the fun team shake.
Yeah.
Jonas, what is step 1 when simplifying fractions? We need to find the greatest common factor of 8 and 24. We're finding the greatest common factors of our numerator and our denominator. So we're making factor pairs, which we've spent many a day working on. Miss Mueller gave that to me.
It's him. You don't have a beard anymore.
I do not have the beard anymore, but they can refer back to earlier videos when I did.
It's no Beard November.
I don't trust him. He's a person.
Oh, I mean, it's not November.
Macy!
She's not here. She's not here.
I can still call on her. She might be watching. Macy, what are the factors of 8?
How's she watching if the video hasn't posted? Look at the
She's
comments.
trying to tell me. Okay, good, Macy. 1 times 8. And, okay, good. 2 times 4. Are there any others, Macy? Are you sure? Okay, there are not. Good job. Good job, Macy. Thank you for helping here. And Jacob M., the factors for 24.
1 and 24.
Good.
2 and 12.
Good.
3 and 8.
Good. It's got 2 and 3 as factors, so it also has to have...
6 and 4.
It has to be.
Our divisibility rules will very much help us on this. Okay? If we forgot, we know it's even, so it's got to be 2. We know the sum of the digits is 6, so 3 has to go into it. Well, obviously if 1 and 2 go into it, 2 and 3 go into it, then 6 has to go into it. So now we're trying to find our common factors. What do these two lists have in common, Alyssa?
They have 8.
Okay, they have an 8 in common. What else? 1 in common. I'll get to you in a minute, Alex Morgan. What else? 2 in common.
It's Isabella.
Okay, it's Alex Morgan. Her shirt says Morgan on the back. What else? 4 in common. Why y'all raising your hands when I got Team Shake working here?
Because when you
It's like...
would you like to get sponsored by Dr. Pepper?
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
Carlos, what is the greatest common factor? 8. My greatest common factor is 8.
I knew it.
Step 2, Bailey says what?
She's not here.
She's watching. Just a
Are you
second.
sure? She probably is.
She told me she wasn't subscribed to you.
Okay. I got you. Okay. Bailey said step 2 is to divide the numerator and the denominator by your greatest common factor. So you're dividing both parts of the fraction by your greatest common factor. Both parts of the fraction by the greatest common factor. I know, Bailey. Let me get somebody else here. Jacob J. What is 8 divided by 8? 1. Jacob J. What is 24 divided by 8? 3. Let's look. 24 divided by 8 is 3. Now what does that mean, Dylan asks. Dylan, let me explain it to you. If there was a test and SEN, there was a 24 question test and SEN got 8 of them correct, he would get a 67.
That would never happen.
If there was a 3 question test and Camille got 1 of them correct, he would also get a 67.
What?
The values of these two are the exact same.
Yeah.
The values of those two are the exact same. If there were 24 cookies and SEN ate 8 of them, he's going to eat the same percentage as Camille eating 1 out of the 3 cookies. Same percent, obviously not the same amount. If Logan went hunting and saw 24 birds and shot 8 of them dead, blood everywhere, that would mean he shot 67% of the birds he saw. And then if Heaven went hunting and she shot 1 of the 3 birds that she had, that means that she shot seashells by the seashore. She shot 67% of the birds she saw as well. All right, so let's look at another one.
It's me.
7/14. We have the fraction 7/14. No, I need you in your seat, please. Miss Mueller gave me this. It was a gift for the end of the school year.
No, it's not that, Noah.
It was.
It's more.
I'm not listening to what he says. So.
You should.
Step 1. Dylan, what is step 1? You wrote it down.
Don't show her.
Shh. Did you not write it down? Cade, step 1 is
Find the greatest common factor of the numerator and denominator.
find the greatest common factor of the numerator and denominator. You're right, Kate. It's not fair that I didn't allow Dylan to answer this question. So, Dylan, I'm going to ask you another question. Dylan, tell me the factors of 7. Okay? What else? Is it a prime number or a composite number? Prime. So those are the only 2 factors, one in itself. Good job. Man, she is on top of it today. SEN, the factors of 14. I can't hear SEN. 1, 14, 2, 7. I'm ready. You're right. There are no others.
Yeah, good job.
You're right. There are no others.
Say that.
Ari, what are the common factors?
7, 1.
7 and 1 are the common factors. Mariah, what is the greatest common factor? 7. Step 2 says we do what, Matthew? You wrote down step 2? After we find the greatest common factor, we do what? Good. I divide the numerator and denominator by the greatest common factor. Oh, I'm team shaking it here. Heaven, what is 7 divided by 7? 1. Heaven, what is 14 divided by 7? 14 divided by 7 equals 2. A little hint that I didn't share with the other 2 classes, so don't tell them. Bailey, don't tell them. If the numerator is half of the denominator, like 7 is half of 14, that fraction's always going to simplify down to 1/2. 30 over 60, 30 is half of 60, so that fraction's going to simplify down to 1/2. Just a little fun piece of information I thought you'd enjoy to hear.
So 50%?
Oh, it would be 50%, yes.
That's
Let's look at 12.
You get a 50 barely pass. No, you have 1% work.
12 fifteenths. Noah, what is the first thing we do?
You find the greatest common factor.
Good, we find the greatest common factor for 12 and 15.
Cool.
Now, if you keep these and you don't erase them every time you figure it out, some of them may appear again. I don't think we've done 12 or 15 yet, but you may see 12 or 15 on the in-class assignment we're going to do, maybe. I'm just saying. Isabella, or AKA Alex Morgan, what do we do? We said we're going to find the greatest common factor, so what are the factors of 12, Alex Morgan Jr.? 1 times 12. 2 times 6. 3 times 4. Good. What else? Awesome. That is it. The factors of 15. Matilda.
Yay! 1 and 15.
1 and 15. What else?
3 and 5.
3 and 5. What else?
There's no more.
There are not any more. Very good. Logan, the common factors are 3. What else?
There's our
And 1. Good. So the greatest common factor is what, Logan?
3.
Good. That's the biggest one they have in common. Greatest common factor. Will, once I find my greatest common factor, then what do I do?
You're gonna divide the numerator and
I divide the numerator and the denominator by the greatest common factor. Will, what is 12 divided by 3? Will, what is 15 divided by 3? 5.
That's 90%.
That's 80%. Questions? You writing all this down, right? All right. One last one, then I'm going to turn you loose to work on some on your own. Let's take the fraction
36 and 21.
17/20. 17/20. So we got to find the factors of 17 and 20. Let's call on Matthew. What are the factors of 17?
1 and 17.
Okay, 1 and 17. Is 2 a factor?
No.
No, because it's not even. Is 3 a factor?
No.
No, because the sum of the digits is not a multiple of 9. Or a multiple of 3. 7 plus 1 is 8. So 4, 5, 6. Nope, just 1 and 17. Which means that's what kind of number, Matthew? Prime. Very good. Alyssa, the factors of 20.
1 and 20.
Okay.
2 and 10.
Okay.
And 4 and 5.
Okay. We know that it ends in a 0, which means it's divisible by both 5 and 10. It's even, so it's divisible by 2. So that covers all of them if we use our divisibility rules. And the greatest common factor is what, Ryan?
1.
That's it. Greatest common factor is 1. So if I divide 17 by 1, what's the answer to that?
17.
If I divide 20 by 1, what's the answer to that?
20.
If your greatest common factor is 1, your fraction's already in lowest terms. It is simplified all the way. You can't make it any simpler. Shakalaka. Peace out. God bless. Love ya. Do something kind. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. I want to be rich and famous. Thank you.